Hello, tribe. Welcome to She's Certified Conversations. Today, we're diving in deep with the topic we've already started for the month of January. We touched on vision boarding, we touched on practical habits that we need to build in order to achieve the vision board. We touched on apps that we can use to help our lives in order to achieve the vision board. Today, we are going just a bit deeper and we are going to be inspired by a book called Atomic Habits. There's a quotation I saw as we opened this up, and it says that you don't become confident by shouting affirmations in the mirror, but by having a stack of undeniable proof that you are who you say you are. Ooh. When I saw this, it shook me. It shook me so much because I am a firm believer of affirmations, declarations, and speaking kindly and positive words to myself. However, without evidence, without proof that I truly am the things that I say I am, that I truly can become the things that I say I am delusional. And I don't want us to be delusional. I want us to win this year. I want when the year ends and you look at your vision board, you can tick something off your vision board. I want us to give us a chance. I want you to give yourself a chance, a real chance. Not the chance that you speak over, but a real chance. A chance that you can become the thing that you say you are. Now, for the people that are saying this is a lot of work, especially my lazies, hi there lazy people in the back, hey, you're welcome. This is also for you. The reason why this is for you is that there are no high-performing people, but there are high-performing habits. It is in those habits that we see people in society and feel like so-and-so is high-performing. It isn't that person was born that way. It's because of there are things that the person does behind the scenes before they show up that makes us believe that they are high-performing. So even the laziest of the lazy people, with mastering the right habits, they can become high-performing and in the pace that they operate in. Okay? James Clear puts it this way: we don't rise to our goals, we fall to the level of our systems. When I first saw this in the book, I read the book Atomic Habits last year, it blew my mind away, because what it means is no one goes into the field to play a soccer game saying that I'm here to lose. Everyone goes there with the goal, and the goal is I want to win. So that's the first line. We don't rise to our goals. We fall to the level of our systems. However, whoever wins the game is the person who had a system that would help them win the game. So it's the team that wakes up earlier. It's the team that has a diet. It's the team that follows what the coach says. It's the team that puts in the work behind the scenes before the game plays that ends up winning. So those that had failed or those that lose the game are the ones that were not better prepared to play the game. So the system they had behind the scene was not fit enough to help them win the game. We all have a goal to win. However, those that actually do win are those that have systems in place that help them achieve the winning. Now you may ask me, so what are you saying? Are you saying that goals are things we shouldn't aspire to? I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is it's better to aspire to having a system than to aspire to having a goal, because a goal is exciting. A goal is something that comes, you reach it, you pass it, and then you're back to normal, you're back to yourself again. There's no motivation to carry on because it's results focused. However, a system is becoming focused. It's what you are becoming. It's voting towards the version of the person that you're trying to become. It's voting towards the person. I'll put it practically in this way. We have two people. They are both runners. One of them has a goal, and the goal is, I'm going to run because I want to win the marathon. The other one is saying, I'm going to run because I want to be a runner, right? So one is casting a vote to an identity, a person that they are trying to become. And one is casting a vote to a goal, something that they are trying to achieve. None of these things are wrong. However, for longevity and for having a life that is producing, it's better to become than to achieve. It's better to cast a vote at becoming than to achieve. So the one who's casting a vote towards achieving, meaning reaching the marathon, this is the person that who's going to go in there, runs the marathon, wins the marathon or finishes the marathon. Once they are done, they take a break, they relax. What this person does, after relaxing for 2 weeks, they're like, I'm going to run again when the next marathon date comes. Why? Because they are dependent on the motivation to help them achieve the goal of running the marathon. While the person who is focused and casting a vote towards becoming the identity of saying that Kanyisa, I am a runner. This person, how they deal with it is after they run the marathon, after 2 weeks of rest or a week of rest, they are back on the track. They're running again. Not because there's motivation towards another marathon run, but because there is an identity attached to it. I run because I'm a runner. I don't run because I'm looking for results from running. I run because I'm a person who runs. I run because of my well-being. I run because of the benefits that it gives my mind. I run because of my emotional state, my mental state, my fitness state, and all of those other reasons. So therefore, these two people, one becomes a runner because there is a goal attached to it. So they are dependent on the motivation of running. The other one runs because there's an identity attached to it. So that is why we are saying that it is better to build a system than to become a person who's goal focused. Goals are great, as I said, because they help us with direction, they help us have clarity, they help us build boundaries. The person who's running because they are in a marathon or they want to achieve the marathon has more stricter rules around them. The road to running the marathon is not nice for them. It's not satisfactory for them. They only get that amount of satisfaction or that amount of joy from the journey once they've run the marathon, because they can tick something off and say that I achieved this. However, the person who's questing after the identity of becoming a runner, this person gets everyday joy from running. If I go and I run 10 Ks per day or 5 Ks per day, I come home and I feel good and I reward myself from that. So for example, if I do 10 Ks today, I'll come back and say, let me have a smoothie, this kind of smoothie. That's a reward that you give yourself for doing what? For doing something that services the person that you're trying to become. So you make the journey worthwhile while in the journey and not waiting for a certain destination. So that is why our focus should not be on achieving goals, but our focus should be on becoming the person who is that goal. Let's move on. Some people say that genes and talents matter. There is truth to this. Natural gifts are great at lower levels of performance. But the higher you go and the higher you climb with your gift, the more you see more is needed from you. It's not just about how well you can sing or how great you are in sports. You can be great and it can open up a door for you. However, for longevity and for staying there and for continuing to be high performing, more is required from you. There is something that backs up the gift. This people who do well, we can look at the world's famous footballers today. We have a Lionel Messi, and we have a Ronaldo. Everyone says that Messi is naturally gifted at football, and everyone says that Ronaldo is a hard-working footballer. So this is a person, one is naturally gifted by gift, the other one is there by virtue of the things they've done in the background, meaning the habits they do, how they live their lives. Do they take in alcohol? Do they work out every day? Do they start gym before everyone and end after everyone? That's why they are there. It's the effort and the work that they've put in for them to become one of the two performers in our lifetime. Am I saying that the person who's gifted, such as Messi, doesn't put in the work? I'm not saying that. He puts in the work. That's why we still respect him today. That's why he's called the GOAT of football today. However, in his footwork, when he plays soccer, you can see that this is more than technique. This is more than being a person who gets to gym before everyone. There's a sense of gifting that comes with this. However, though there's gifting, there's a sense of respect for the gift, because he's not just there because of he's gifted. He's there also because of he respects the gift. So behind the scenes, there's a sense of respect for the gift. There's a sense of habits that align with the gift and a lifestyle that aligns with the gift. And when we look at Ronaldo, on the other hand, we see technique, and everyone will say when they look at his football, that's a great technique, that's a great move, that's a great this, that's a great that, right? Because he's put in the work. So do gifts then matter in how you can perform, on how high you can perform, or how high you can achieve the field that you are in? My answer is no, they don't really matter. But what matters is, how do you show up every day to make sure that the thing that I said I am, I truly am? Is my lifestyle matching the affirmation I'm giving to myself every morning? Is my lifestyle matching the goal that is on my vision board? Am I matching these? Are these things in alignment? Or is there a dysfunction somewhere? And if there is, how do I address the dysfunction? So in closing, our goal for 2023, in order for us to make sure that when this year ends, I have truly become the things I've said I've become. I can truly match the thing that I say I am. And I can truly say I am this thing. There's a level of work that we need to do. And that work comes with honesty. That work comes with setting an environment that helps me produce the thing I said I want to produce. Am I trying to have better weight gain or lose weight? What am I doing? What am I eating? What are my habits looking like? Am I trying to have better finances? What are my systems towards my financing? Do I look at my budget? Do I track my money? Do I see? And am I being honest even when I look at these things? Am I living in debt, or am I living a life that is well within my means? These things are important, because these things are the things that help us cast the vote towards the person we're trying to become. I'm not trying to be rich at the end of the year, right? That's not my goal. But what I'm trying to be is a person who does not live off a month-to-month paycheck. So now you see, those two things are different. They are different because one is a goal and the other one is a system set. So how does my system look? That means that I look at my bank statement. That means that I know X amount of money. How much are my expenses? Are they 70% of my income or more than 100% of my income? And how do I bring them down? What can I start with? And I start with that. Where can I lower money? At work, for example, some of us don't even carry lunch boxes. We buy food from the cafeteria. And whereas if you could carry a lunchbox, it would save you that 20 Rand. And that 20 Rand for 5 days, that's 100 Rand. And that 100 Rand for 4 weeks, that's 400 Rands. And it could go towards something that you need to get rid of that's in your debt. What those actions do is that they cast a vote to the person you're trying to become. And the whole reason why this whole thing is so hard is because any bad habit that we have is immediately rewarding and satisfying. However, any good habit that we have or are trying to build has rewards later on in life.